How to make a brown rice Adai Dosa. Brown rice, we all know it's pretty healthy compared to the white rice. It is high in fiber. So, uh, to make this Adai in general is healthy as it is more of a dal. So, it's protein rich breakfast. So, to make it even more healthy, I have used brown rice, which is high in fiber. This batter recipe, I will be posting it today on my channel, so do check. Let me also tell you, you need to take 2 cups of brown rice, a little bit of tuar dal, little bit of chana dal, some moong dal and urad dal goes in the dal proportion, all that. You need to check in the description or do refer the recipe that I'm going to post today on how to make this batter along with the other ingredients that goes into the batter. It's a pretty healthy batter. I have not fermented this batter. You can also make this adai after fermenting this, but I prefer to have this on the first day without fermenting my adai batter. By making adai, and then maybe the leftover batter, I don't mind having it with a bit of salt taste. But freshly made adai batter, I like to make it without fermenting. You do try both versions, you will find definitely a difference. Both are equally healthy. The fermented batter is a little rich in probiotics, hence it is good. But this is also good. I have added quite a lot of hing and ginger, so it helps in digestion process. Let me show you all what all the other ingredients that I would be using along with this Adai Dosa batter recipe. Uh, Moringa leaves. Moringa is rich in iron, antioxidants, and all the vital nutrients is there in this leaf. So if you find this, do add this in your diet in some form. It's pretty good. This particular leaf is very powerful source of all the vital nutrients that is required for our body. And I would be adding some onions and some green chili. You can as well add some carrots, grated carrots, capsicum, to make it even more healthy and delicious. So I'm taking another pan, and I would be taking the required batter for my breakfast today, and the remaining batter I would be storing it in the fridge. It will definitely, the fermentation process happens even in the fridge if you leave it for a day or two. Not necessarily have to keep it outside, especially the adai batter. I'm not talking about the dosa batter. So I've taken the required amount which I'm requiring for this, and in goes all the ingredients that I've shown. I'll be adding it along. Salt already I've added while grinding this. So mix it all. If you find this little thick, add some water to make it a manageable consistency where you can pour it onto your dosa tawa and make kadai. The batter should not be too thin like your dosa batter. It should be semi thick. If you take it out, you should be able to spread it on your dosa pan. That is the consistency you would be requiring while making this batter. It is little thick still, I feel, so I'm just diluting it with some water, and I'm getting into a consistency where I can pour it on my dosa tawa. Some people prefer thick adai dosa, some people prefer thin. So accordingly you need to adjust the water consistency. But traditionally the adai is made thick. There is a hole made in the center, and oil goes in so that it cooks evenly on all sides. So that's how I learned it from my mother and my grandmother. Yes, now it is in a consistency where it is still thick, and I can pour it onto my tawa. So once this is done, you need to heat your dosa pan and make kadai. Already I have grinded some chutney, coconut chutney or avial. Avial is again a traditional recipe from the down south, which goes very well with this sadai recipe. Lots of vegetables boiled and coconut paste added along with some sour curd, and then uh, coconut oil to finish it off. The avial recipe is posted on my channel. Do check. Kerala style avial or avial recipe, any title you give, you will find the avial recipe. Or a piece of jaggery and butter also goes well with this adai recipe. So do check the recipe of this brown rice adai batter, which I would be posting it by today noon. You can check my channel and do, if you are interested, and do check the recipe for this batter, because the proportion of the dal is very important. You cannot add too much of a dal, then yes, it's a high protein still, but you will not get the authentic taste of the adai recipe. That is one thing. So the proportion definitely matters a lot. So my dosa pan is ready here, hot enough. Taking 2 ladle full of the batter. Yes. This is the thickness is required, not too thick or too thin. In goes oil on the sides, also in the center. I typically don't use too much oil, but this adai recipe calls for a good amount of oil for it to cook properly. Otherwise, it leads to a stomach problem. So, better add some oil to this. A spoonful is good enough. So, let me make a hole here so that we can pour a little bit of oil there and it cooks evenly. That's a trick of making a hole in the center. Yeah. So brown rice is high in fiber. We all know. Any cardiologist you go to, they recommend go for a brown rice instead of white, as it is high in fiber. But also it has its own side effects. I have read recently that it is high in arsenic. So it's a kind of a balance call that one need to take anything that they claim it's good. So do check with your doctor before you start adding this into your diet, brown rice. Also how it suits your body, all that matters a lot before we adding any new thing to our routine diet. That's it. Look at the beautiful color. Now we need to cook this till it turns crisp on the both sides, and serve it along with your chutney. And a glass of buttermilk would help while you're eating adai. As buttermilks are rich in probiotic, it helps in the digestion process. As we all know, lentils, which has its own property of causing gastric, while we have added ginger, astafodia, and so on. But having a glass of buttermilk along with adai would always help. So do check uh, my channel on the recipe for the adai batter. Thank you for tuning in. Do support our channel. Have a good day. Bye bye.